how to make vegetable tempura. Hello and welcome to Video Jug. This is Reiko Hashimoto. She is an expert in Japanese cooking and runs the Hashi Cookery School in London. She's going to show us how to make vegetable tempura. Step 1. You will need a selection of vegetables. We will be using onion, pepper and asparagus. For the tempura batter, you'll need 250 milliliters or 8.8 fluid ounces of ice-cold water, 250 grams or 8.8 ounces of plain flour, 150 grams or 5.3 ounces of corn flour, and for the deep frying, you'll need a lot of oil, sunflower, corn or vegetable oil. For the dipping sauce, you'll need 200 milliliters or 7 fluid ounces of dashi. This is a sort of Japanese fish stock. To make fresh dashi, watch Video Jug How to Make Dashi, or alternatively, dissolve 5 milliliters or 1 teaspoon of dashi powder in 200 milliliters or 7 fluid ounces of water. You'll also need 60 milliliters or 2.1 fluid ounces of Japanese sweet rice wine, 40 milliliters or 1.5 fluid ounces of soy sauce, and a pinch of salt. To garnish, you will need some fresh ginger, and a daikon, which is a Japanese white radish. Here's that list again. You'll also need the following utensils: a freezer bag, a saucepan, a sharp knife, a chopping board, some cocktail sticks, a mixing bowl, a tempura pan, or you could use a heavy-bottom saucepan or deep fat fryer, some chopsticks or a fork, a grater, and some paper towels. Step 2. Chill ingredients. Before you begin, put 200 grams or 7 ounces of plain flour and 150 grams or 5.3 ounces of corn flour together in an airtight bag and place it in the freezer. Cooling these ingredients will help to keep the tempura batter light. Step 3. Make the sauce. Reiko judges her sauce ingredient quantities by eye, but she suggests that you add the following quantities to a saucepan. First, add 200 milliliters or 7 fluid ounces of dashi and turn the heat on low. Then add a pinch of salt, 60 milliliters or 2.1 fluid ounces of mirin, and 40 milliliters or 1.4 fluid ounces of soy sauce. Stir gently. As soon as it begins to simmer, turn off the heat and leave it to cool whilst you make the tempura. Step 4. Chop the vegetables. Chop the ends of the asparagus if it is not ready prepared. Cut the onion into semicircular pieces. Spear each piece with a cocktail stick. This will stop the rings from separating as they cook. Chop the pepper into quarters and remove the insides and seeds. Slice into small, bite-sized portions. Step 5. Prepare the garnish. Take the fresh ginger and carefully peel about 2 centimeters or just over half an inch from one end. Then finely grate this section. Reiko is using this Japanese grater, but a normal grater is fine. Next, take the daikon, that's the Japanese white radish, cut off a reasonable sized chunk, peel, and grate. Now put the ginger and daikon to one side. Step 6. Make the batter. Get the chilled flour mixture out of the freezer and tip it into a mixing bowl. Take 250 milliliters or 8.8 fluid ounces of water. Add a little to the flour and roughly mix with chopsticks or a fork. Add the rest of the water a little at a time. Be careful not to overmix. The lumps give tempura its unique texture. Step 7. Heat the oil. Reiko is using a tempura pan to deep fry the tempura, but you can use any deep heavy bottom pan or wok. Fill the pan about 2 inches deep with oil. There needs to be enough oil to fully cover the tempura pieces once they are in the pan. A tempura pan has a special lid that prevents the oil from splashing out, so if you don't have one, be sure to be very careful. Put the pan on the hob over a high heat. It will take about 10 minutes for the oil to reach the right temperature. Handy hint: to check if the oil is hot enough, drop in a little of the batter mixture. If it doesn't rise quickly, it's not hot enough. It should bounce back up to float at the top of the oil like this. Step 8. Dip and fry. Dip each vegetable piece first in a little plain flour, then in the batter, making sure that it is completely covered. Then use a chopstick or whatever you're comfortable with to place it in the oil. Repeat this process for all of the vegetables. Put the smaller vegetables, in this case the asparagus, in last as they take less time to cook. Don't cram the vegetables in, each piece needs to be able to float freely. Move them about frequently to make sure that the tempura is covered in oil and cooked evenly. Once they have turned golden brown, which should be after about a minute, they are cooked. Remove them from the pan one by one, shaking off any excess oil as you go, and place them on some paper towel. Step 9. Serve. Display the tempura either on a tempura rack like Reiko's or on any serving plate. Put the warm sauce from earlier in a separate bowl and serve alongside. Place the daikon and ginger garnish on another dish. You could serve the tempura with rice for a fuller meal. Done.